Hey everybody, my name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits. Welcome, and I hope you're having a good weekend so far. We survived graduation. It was a beautiful weekend. I didn't cry. I was too happy to be sad, and it was like beautiful weather, beautiful everything. We are so proud of our daughter. She's off to do great things, and now we're already adjusting to like she's out of school and my son still has a week left, and then it'll be summer break and all that stuff. It's like our new reality, and then getting ready for college and going to orientation and all that fun stuff. But it was beautiful. Everything went so well. We had a party on Saturday and the graduation ceremony was on Sunday. And this is over Memorial Weekend, so it was very busy all around. It seems like it was more than that, but it was like a lot. We're still tired and recovering, but it was awesome. And now we have a few more of her friends' graduation parties this week to go to, so that's really fun as well. We just love celebrating the whole thing, celebrating all the seniors and her friends and her class of 2025. She goes to the biggest high school in Iowa, so we had it was a long graduation, but it was so beautiful. We had it at our outdoor stadium. It's like called Tiger Stadium. And the way we were facing, so there's like all these rows of kids, and they read the names for a couple hours. But there was this beautiful sunset happening above them. It was like in the evening. It started at like 6:30 or it started at 7 p.m. And so it was like right as the sun was setting and our kids are walking up, and it was just a beautiful night. And so anyway, graduation went great. And now I am switching gears completely because I've been completely focused on graduation and my daughter and making sure everything was good for her. And then now, as of today, when I'm filming this, in exactly a week, I'll be leaving for Iceland. So I am like switching my mindset and packing. I'm working ahead on the packing because I've been working on it for a while. I do not want to leave anything behind. I'm trying really hard not to overpack, which is hard for me. And it's just an important strategic thing. And so I've been working on that. I'm going to share a little bit about that in a bit, but I am going to have another completely separate packing video that's going to come out next week when I'm in Iceland. I decided to do one quick video before that because I have other things to show you and catch up on. I have like a finished object. I have a few acquisitions and funny things that I've picked up in the past week or two, because it's been a couple weeks since I've seen you. So next week will be my Iceland packing video. I thought it was going to be this week. It's going to be next week when I'm in Iceland. That deserves its own whole thing because that's a whole thing. But yeah, so I have been doing some Icelandic knitting. I'll show you in a sec. I picked up a very fun little tiny, I don't even know if it's a knitting bag, but it will be for me, like a little project bag from my friend's new knitting shop, the Black Sheep Craft Shop here in Des Moines. This was like a birthday treat yourself moment. She had posted about these bags. It's a log with mushrooms. It's like a little crossbody. I'm like, I don't know. I just became obsessed with it immediately and I had to go get one. It's like corduroy. It has, embroidered things on it. It has a banana slug zipper pull. I just thought it was so cute. The moss, it's like very textural and like fun to, I don't know, carry. Little mushrooms. I have to take this little tag off, but I like it right now. And then another little mushroom over here. And even the inside is log, wood grain. And I just thought it was so much fun that I just decided to treat myself, and look how cute. And you can put your little small knitting project in there or what have you, but I just had to get this.
Found myself in a cardboard box, feelings hidden deep down. I found us back now, I can't escape. Oh, you're not one you get rid of. I linger as the ground shakes. Paper
was at Black Sheep Craft Shop, I picked up a third ball of this Lima Ranch yarn because I'm really intrigued by this. I really like how it feels. And I'm going to knit, I have a triangle scarf pattern that I've been working on, like one of my own patterns, and I kind of want to test it in this. And I kind of think this might be my Icelandic like airplane knitting or travel knitting or knitting while I'm hiking, although I want to make maybe a Lopi thing like during the tour I think everybody's going to be knitting as we're hiking. But this might be my little travel project, or maybe I'll try to make it before I leave because I still have some time. But I just want a simple gray small triangle scarf to wear in case it gets windy or cold where we are. I've been kind of watching the weather and it goes up and down. It's, kind of like here, spring in Iowa, it's been not that warm, but I know it can be cold there. It's colder than you think, especially with the wind and possible rain. And so I want one cozy little scarf that I can tie that will stay on my neck that I can kind of pull up if I need to. So that is my plan for this. And I really like this yarn and I've never used it before. And this is the yarn, I think I mentioned it before. It's from California, from this ranch, and I'm excited to knit with this. So that is going to be on my needles soon. And then in the mail this week, I received a kit that I ordered a while back from Barrett Wool Company, which is Susan B. Anderson's little yarn line. And she had these bunny kits. She had several bunny kits this spring. And I don't know. I've never made one of her bunnies, but I have admired all of her stuffed animals for so many years. And this one just caught my attention. Like, I really want to make this. I don't know, even for my kids or just for I don't know why. I just want to make one of the bunnies, and I want to make the little sweaters and the little accessories because they're so cute. You don't need a reason. You don't need I don't care. It's for whoever wants the bunny. I don't know. Lotus probably won't want this in her dorm. I don't know. In my mind, I don't know. Bowie might want it. I have no idea. It's just, I want to make a bunny. So this is the Hopscotch Bunny Kit. And I just got this in the mail. This is one of the main colors, I believe. This is really nice. I have never used their yarn before. I've just admired online many times, but it's really, really pretty, soft, squishy with a nice twist. And then it comes with the accessory colors to make the little sweaters or whatever. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It comes with a lot. So all these other skeins. Oh my goodness. These little minis that are a little smaller. I love that orange, burnt orange color and the sage. And there's a pink. And then I think the natural goes with the bunny to make the actual bunny. And then a beautiful red. This is really nice yarn. Oh my gosh. I should have checked these out before, but I've never bought one of the kits. And then it comes with a download code. This must be the little eyes. Yes, the little eyes and some thread. And the book, Hopscotch Bunny, patterned by Susan B. Anderson. And that's what the bunnies look like. Look how cute. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you can make two out of this kit. Maybe you can make both because look, they're opposite colors. There's the one on the back. Oh my goodness. It's so cute. Look at the little pants and the little turtleneck. And then here, this little sweater with the buttons. Oh my gosh. It's very, very cute. So sometime when I'm not busy, I want to make a bunny, maybe before the holidays next year. And it comes in this cute little bag, just a treat yourself moment that I was I need a bunny kit. Next, come back with me one last time to my Joann store. Today was the final day. It was the last time I went back. I did go also a few days ago with my husband. I dragged my husband along because I'm you got to see this. It's nuts. And it was that day was a gut punch because that was when most of the store had been roped off, or they have actual caution tape marking off nobody goes beyond this line, employees only. And so you couldn't even go back to where the yarn used to be, or where the fabric used to be. It was just all white shelves and emptiness. And that was the day that I was whoa, this is really, really, really sad. And this is the actual end. And today was the actual end. There was like a line outside when the store opened, and I just sat in my car for a little bit because I didn't want to be like part of that chaos. But there was like nothing left anyway in the store. But I did find a couple of things, and it was so discounted that I just was like, okay, this is my last Joann's purchase. I got a couple of these awesome crochet hooks that I have a set, but Lotus and I share these, and so they're often missing or they're stuck in a project somewhere. But I have a little bag where we keep all the crochet hooks, and we're kind of bad about returning them, but it's good to have a couple backups, and these were like 90% off, and so I grabbed them. It's a C and a G Prim. I do love the Prim crochet hooks. They're kind of my favorite, and so I grabbed those, and I grabbed some fingerless comfort gloves, and my total for all of this was $6. These were like 20-something dollars. I never would have done it before, but I have a wrist brace that's kind of similar to this that I do use when I get a sore wrist, which sometimes happens to me. And I've always been curious about the little comfort gloves, and I think they would be really nice, especially sometimes you're working like with a scratchy yarn too, where it just kind of rubs your hands and you get like a sore area. Or I just get like sore hands a lot where it's just deep down inside your hands. And so I've been curious about these. So I got, this is like that weird brand, the Fabini, or, it's like this brand that we saw at Joann's at this end period that we'd never really seen before. So this just popped up out of nowhere, but they provide mild compression for warmth, support, and control of swelling. Lovely. And yeah, open fingertips allow free movement. I don't know. So that's my last Joann's purchase. Come with me now and see the last day of Joann's in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh my child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt. I know you tried so hard. I know you've done your part. It's not fair. Did your time. How much longer will you suffer in this life? But don't give up. Just hold on tight. It'll be alright. All your life you've tried.
So that's that. That's the end of days, the end of Joann's. I won't be sharing that anymore. I'm sorry. It's been months and months, I know, of me saying goodbye to Joann's, but this was the last day. It was the closure I needed, my last visit, and goodbye, Joann's. I did say thank you to like some of the cashiers, employees that I had seen so many times over the years, and especially in these last days. And like, thanks and good luck to you and goodbye. And yeah, it was like I saw them. They had a cake, and yeah, it's sad. We're gonna miss you, Joann's. We love you. Next, I want to talk about a finished mitten that I made yesterday. Now that graduation's over, I don't know. I'm having a lot of mixed feelings and emotions, and it's like it's getting more real now that that's all that really happened. And we did that, and my daughter did that. She did it, and we have all these beautiful photos and all this stuff. And let me share a minute of that just right here. I'll share a couple of things from graduation weekend, and then I'll talk about my mitten.
Lotus, Geigley.
Go!
was a beautiful weekend, but now I'm going to Iceland, and let's talk about this. So I made a mitten yesterday from Helene's book called Icelandic Handknits. This is a beautiful book. I can't remember what year this came out, but I've had it for quite a while, and it has a ton of beautiful projects. But one of the projects is a checkered hat and mitten set. It's beautiful. You should just treat yourself to this book because there's a lot of cool stuff in there. And it's kind of like the history of the mittens. And there's also like an Icelandic museum, like of all the historic hand knits from the areas and what they meant and like what families they represented and all the different designs and even like embroidered mittens and hats. But this is kind of the set that she shows, and that's the mitten that I made, and I want to make the hat as well. So maybe that'll be another travel knitting project, or when I get there, maybe I'll get some Lopi and work on that. But I really wanted a black and white pair of mittens, and you're going to say, Jen, it's going to be June. Do you really need Lopi mittens? But I might. So just in case it is cold, windy, rainy, this is on the recommended packing list is like a pair of warm mittens. And what is better in Iceland than like an actual Lopi mitten? The way these mittens are constructed kind of blew my mind at first, and as I was knitting them, I wasn't quite sure what was going on. And it's one of those moments where you just trust the pattern and do exactly what it says and don't overthink it, and it works out. But it's so cool how this looks and how it fits. I love these mittens more than any mitten I've ever made. Plus they're just so cool in black and white. But I made the size small, and look how this like is a mirrored. So it starts from the cuff and goes up like this. It's an exact mirror of itself. And then it's a mirror here. So this is built into like the body of the mitten, but this is part of it as well. And where this opens and attaches, it's like, it looks so neat, I think, but fits so well. And I haven't blocked it yet, and I should, and I need to, but it's just like such a cool mitten. So I can't wait to make the other one. It also doesn't have a left and right. It is made the same either way, but these go with the hat I made a few weeks ago that is also Hélène Magnusson pattern. I will link both of the patterns below. This mitten, I think, is only in this book from what I know, at least. So I think you have to have the book to get the mitten pattern, which is also, there's a matching hat. I could make the black and white hat as well if I want to, but I already made this one with all the symbols in it, Icelandic staves, I think they're called. But I thought this looked really cool together, and it makes a really nice set, very warm and very appropriate for the trip I am taking. So that brings me to what knits am I packing for Iceland and what am I bringing with me? I've got mitten number 2 on the needles, and I hope to finish this like today and tomorrow so that I have time to block these and get them totally dry and ready to go. But you have to bring a Lopi set to Iceland. I kind of hope it's too warm to wear this, but I do want to wear them. I think it's good. I don't know. The weather varies a lot, so I'm going to be prepared no matter what. So that is coming along. I do want to bring all the knits, and that is my problem. I can't bring everything, which is really hard to, have some restraint. But I am also going to bring, this is called the Grooves Hat by Jared Flood, and this was a Brooklyn tweed, not a test knit, but we did like sample knitting to have some things when they were ready to release that last collection that they did before they decided to stop making their yarn. They are going to continue to make patterns, I think, from what I understand from their announcement, but I really love this hat. It is knit in Brooklyn tweed arbor, which might be harder to find now that I've been seeing like the stores that carry this are putting it on discounted, like 30% off, I think. Our local shop had some, and I've seen a few online where I got like the Brooklyn tweed that I could find for different projects I wanted to make. But I really love this hat. It's really cleverly, like the decreases are very, very cool. And I just love this yellow. I love a yellow hat, and I wanted a backup in case things get wet, I think there's going to be some rain in our forecast when I'm there. But isn't this a cool hat? I really like this one. So this is coming along, and then I might bring one more hat. We'll see. But otherwise I've got, this is pretty good. And then I hope to make that next scarf, the little triangle scarf that is gray with my Lima yarn. And then I'm bringing 2 sweaters. boy, do I want to bring more than 2 sweaters, but this is what my suitcase space allows. My Mosi blocked out so perfectly. I think that's where we left off in my last video, is that it was drying. And I found my blocking pins and really properly blocked this. And now it fits with just a little bit more ease. The sleeves were a little tight when I tried it on before blocking, but I had never blocked it at all. And so it really was in great shape. But now I have a lot more room in the sleeves, which was a little snug before. It is perfect now. And there's a lot more room width-wise in the body as well. So I'm so ecstatic. This sweater is perfection and I'm so happy with it. So this is definitely going like right in my bag with me on the plane. I don't want anything, like I'm wearing this more than once while I'm there hiking and just in Reykjavik when I'm walking around and all of it. So that's coming for sure. And then I have another Hélène Magnusson sweater that I made a couple years ago when she did her field guide for modern daily knitting. This is called the Crowberry sweater, and this is made out of Lopi as well. It's the rust, and then I use several greens up here, and then there's little baubles that are the crowberries that are within the little greenery up here. And then it's also on the sleeve. You can see a little better there. So this is one of her designs, and maybe we'll see crowberries this time of year. I have no idea. This is a really comfortable one, and it looks good with like anything basically. I'm probably going to be wearing hiking pants most of the time, I think, but there'll be times when I'm not. I don't know. Not very much though. So this is mostly hiking, knitting, but it's a great time to show off your hand knits as well. So I'm definitely bringing this with me. You have to have one Lopi, and then, you know, my as I drop everything, her Icelandic wool that she, like, this is her special yarn. So I think these two, there's room for these two at least. So that is my hand knits that I'm bringing. I wish I could bring more. I think I'll be knitting one there too, making new things. And so some people knit a whole sweater while they're hiking on these tours with her. And I could see myself doing that, like grabbing some yarn there. I'm going to the Hand Knitters Association in Reykjavik when I get there. Like, it's one of my first stops. So maybe I'll get more Lopi or different Icelandic yarn to knit as I go. And so I'm trying to leave a little space in my suitcase for that as well. So in case you're curious, let me do a quick rundown of the itinerary for this Iceland trip. It is coming up so fast, and I cannot believe I leave next week. And I will show you as much as I can when I get back. I'm going to take video and photos the whole time and show you everything that I'm doing while I'm there. I cannot wait. You guys, this is a dream, once in a lifetime thing. I cannot believe it's happening, but it's happening. So the trip and the tour I'm going on is called Knitting and Hiking Under the Midnight Sun. It is led by Hélène Magnusson, who's kind of like an online knitting friend of mine now. She's been in the New York Times for her trips and tours that she leads in different locations in Iceland throughout different times of the year. There's like a glacier trip and a volcano trip and all these different like themed trips that line up with the seasons. It's incredible. She's incredible. And I can't wait to go hang out with her and meet her and knit with her. And there's like knitting incorporated into your trip. It's like meant for knitters. It's nuts. I cannot wait for this. So I live in Des Moines, Iowa. And as I was researching different parts of this trip and planning, we have flights to Iceland out of Des Moines, out of our airport, but they're not direct and they're kind of expensive. And so when that happens, Iowans typically look out to the other airports within driving distance. And I found really cheap or affordable, to me, flights straight out of Minneapolis that are direct flights. And I was so excited when I discovered this. And so I kept an eye on things. And then my flight went on sale during Black Friday last year. And so I grabbed a direct flight out of Minneapolis. And so I'm going to be driving to Minneapolis next Wednesday. So that's like kind of day one, but it doesn't really count. And then all those flights out of Minneapolis are red-eye flights. I think a lot of them are out of the US. And so I will fly out of Minneapolis in the evening and get to Iceland in the morning. I think my flight gets in at 7 a.m. So I have a full day. I'm going to try so hard to sleep on that flight, but it's going to be tough. It's like a 6-hour flight. Really great deal. I'm so excited about that. So I'm going to fly into Keflavik Airport take the fly bus to Reykjavik, drop off my luggage. This will all be that morning. I'm assuming it takes a little bit of time to get all that done, and it's a little bit of a drive on the bus to Reykjavik. And then my hotel is right next to I'm going to try to say this, Hallgrímskirkja, the big church that you see. It's like the basalt columns. It's a very beautiful piece of architecture. It's like right next to that. And then that first day I'm going to take to explore Reykjavik. I added that day to the front so I wasn't jumping right into the tour. And then I did talk to some people who work at the Handknitters Association. This is like the store that they sell authentic hand-knit Icelandic sweaters and accessories, hats and mittens, all those things that are made by Icelanders. It's part of their tourism and it's part of how they make money. And I wanted to go learn more about that. So I set up a little time to talk with them and take a proper tour of the Handknitters Association, which is also right by my hotel where I'm staying. It's like a guest house, I think they call it. So I'm going there that morning when I arrive. It might be one of my first stops. Also coffee, and I've heard like the pastries there, the cinnamon buns, and like all those pastry shops and the coffee shops I heard are like, you have to go. They're really, really good. So I'm going to check that out. Go to the Handknitters Association, explore and wander. There's a few things I want to hit in Reykjavik that first day. Then the next day is like the tour day, but we have a little time in the morning. And I think I'm going to go to the Blue Lagoon that morning before it gets busy, if that all works out. Then meet up with Hélène and the tour group like noon, early afternoon, I think, and see what we're going to do. Like, I think that's just kind of a chill night and we kind of spend more time in the city. Then day 3, I think it's days 3 through 10-ish, is the actual hiking and knitting under the midnight sun tour with Hélène, which is really awesome because I don't have to plan anything. It's all built in. It's all like her stuff. And I think during the summer, it gets really busy in Iceland. And this is like their summer season and they have lots of tours and it's very busy and very like packed full of tourists. But she's taking us north and I think a lot of the tour groups go south. And so I'm super excited to see what she has to show us because I think it's going to be very different than the typical things, which I want to see all of it. I want to see the typical things too. But it says this tour will take us to the mountain range of Trollskagi, the peninsula of the trolls in the north of Iceland. We will be hiking and knitting with the Icelandic sheep and lambs, and there's going to be other animals we're going to see and visit. And then we're going to visit the textile museum in Blundios, and relaxing in saunas and soaking in geothermal infinity pools. Like there's so many things. We might see some whales. There's going to be whale watching, all kinds of activities, plus a traditional mittens workshop and more. That's just the very brief overview of like 7 days of this tour that we're going on. And then when we get back, I think we go to like a little evening at Helene's workshop back in Reykjavik. And I think that's how it ends, like officially. And then the last day, which I added one more day on just because I want to stay like for a month, but because there's so many things to do and see and I can't do it all on this trip, but I'm just so excited for what she has planned for us. But I did add a South Coast tour on my very last day. If this all works out with the weather, there's like a lot of factors that like some things can be canceled. You just are prepared for this because you don't know what it's going to be like when you get there. But usually in the summer, it's kind of okay from what I've researched. But I'll do the South Coast tour since we're going north with Hélène. I wanted to see some of the things in the South. And so I booked that myself. So I'll be going like with a group that separate from my knitting group. For the South Coast tour, it is 10 hours long. It is all day. But this South Coast tour will take me to the Skogafoss waterfall, the Seljalandsfoss waterfall. Those are like the two main ones that are the big, like picturesque, you've probably seen them, waterfalls from the south coast of Iceland, the town of Vík, the Reynisfjara beach, Reynisfjara, I think that's how you, I'm going to butcher all these names. I'm trying so hard to learn them. And the Solheimajökull Glacier. So yeah, the waterfalls, the beach, the town of Vík. that's my last day plan. Hopefully it all works out. And then day 12-ish, day 13, I head to the airport early in the morning, departure, come back to Minneapolis, direct flight, sleep when I get back there at the hotel, and then drive back to Des Moines. So that is my itinerary for Iceland. I will share more packing and all that stuff in next week's video. And I will do my best to take lots of videos and pictures and document the whole experience so I can share it with you when I get back. So check back in a couple of weeks. There'll definitely be some Iceland videos to come, and you can kind of see what we did, what we knitted, the yarn we found. I've heard it's, in the gas stations and in the grocery stores. I can't wait to see that. And so yeah, stay tuned. Come back, stop back, and check out the future videos for Iceland recaps. I'm sure there'll be multiple because we're doing a lot of stuff. So I cannot wait to share that with you. That is all I have for this week. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me. Wish me luck with my packing. Next week will be my official Iceland packing video, and you can see if I've managed to not overpack. I have to leave room in my suitcase for yarn and souvenirs and possible things that I have knitted while I'm hiking on this trip. So wish me luck. Please give me all the good packing vibes and advice if you have any. If you've been to Iceland, please let me know what you brought, what you didn't need. Any of that information would be super helpful as I weed things out of my suitcase, but I think I'm doing a good job mostly. You'll see next week how I did. But thank you for hanging out here with me. I upload a new video every Saturday morning, except when I'm gone, but I will have one next week. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for all your comments and tips and advice. I really appreciate that. Please have a great weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Found myself in a cardboard box. Feel